actually what I'm gonna do. We're gonna go over here. In a world where people think those distant mountains are tilted backwards, on the other side of a ball, even though all those mountains from all those miles away rise to the eye level. What a cool story. Moonrise, 9:15 from that direction. Look how beautiful the earth is. Pretty cool. So yeah. All right, so we got a, there's like the eclipse, whatever. It's not the best location on the East Coast to see it, you know, but we're just gonna document it from the highest elevation accessible, which is just over 6,000 feet. And at 9:15, coming from the east. Hello, what a beautiful view. Agreed. Nice. Yeah, super cool. So I mean, I don't really have any service. We're staying at a state park and I don't have any service there, but I just figured I'd do a live stream here. But I'm not gonna be able to do very long because I have to document the eclipse with the P900. Speaking of, can you hand me that? In a world. Awesome to see you again. What's up, bro? Awesome to see you, man. Thought we were gonna have to like maybe mob in the dark. So yeah, on the globe Earth model, this eclipse is going to be because a spinning ball, Earth, is obstructing the light from the sun, casting a shadow onto the moon. Of course, we have something called the Selenium Eclipse, which is a lunar eclipse where the sun and the moon are both up above the horizon. So it's geometrically impossible that a globe Earth would be the physical obstruction of the light casted onto the moon if both the sun and the moon are up above the Earth, because the sun would have to be back behind the Earth for it to block the light. It's called the impossible eclipse. That's like what NASA called it. Austin, who's the bearded guy you're on tour with? There you go, he said it. The most interesting man on flat Earth. Yep, impossible indeed. Yeah, but it doesn't really matter. People don't think about what they're observing, you know, they're just like, look, there are mountains. Look, there's the moon. They don't even think about the fact that even though it's gonna look like the moon starts moving through the sky, it's because we're spinning. That's what it's making. That's just, dude, just like with the sun, when you see the sun set, you're falling backwards 1,000 miles per hour and it just looks like the sun is moving. It's actually still. No one thinks about that. Impossible eclipse is taboo talk for a glober. Well, yeah, because there's literally no rebuttal to that. You would have to claim like some type of astronomical refraction that's yet to ever be observed in any way or known. Can't be even calculated to offer prediction. They used the Saros cycle from thousands of years ago to predict eclipses. I thought we'd been to space. We still use ancient civilization Saros cycle to know when the eclipses are on NASA's own website. They literally use Saros cycle data to know the eclipses. But they supposedly went up into space and have thousands of satellites. Are you in Murphy? No. Our the state park we're in is like Cherokee, North Carolina, and this is a few miles up the mountain. It's the highest elevation that was close. We're actually headed to Gatlinburg, then crazy traffic, and we were like, ah, dude, let's turn around. Maybe we're not supposed to go this way. And we turned around, went back to where I got service, and I Googled the highest elevation, and it was 6 miles away from us in the other direction we were about to head away from. So at this rate, maybe all the clouds will clear up for the moon. "33 people in here, Illuminati confirmed." How dare you? How dare you say that the earth is flat? This is dangerous misinformation. We should censor you and kick off PayPal and Venmo and YouTube and Facebook and Cash App and Twitter. What do you mean that you're going to combat this dangerous misinformation? Well, for example, whenever someone looks up, is the earth flat? We'll make sure we show them how we know that the earth isn't flat. And if they do ever get to a flat earth video, we'll put a little disclaimer down saying that flat earth is an archaic idea and we know it's not true because NASA said so. That's what you got to do when you're telling the truth and there are just crazy, stupid, dumb, uninformed people that believe in some archaic cosmological interpretation. You have to forcibly censor them. It's dangerous to our democracy, yeah. So dangerous because if the Earth's not a magic spinning cartoon ball that defies physics and a tiny speck of dust in an ever-expanding universe and is the center of everything and movable and fixed and the sky resets for all recordable history over top of it, that would mean it's the center of everything. Someone put it there, which means you were created. So dangerous that people know that there's a creator. That would only be dangerous for the system. Because you knew that you took orders from the creator and that's the one you answer to, not some artificial corporation known as the government. So what exactly is this person's qualifications outside of him just thinking he's an expert? Well, this is what you do, man. You just put your bias aside, you diligently research all of the information from both sides, and you find out where's the empirical evidence, and then you find out that the heliocentric model is just a belief system because supposedly went to the moon in '69, but can't go back. While I'm on an iPhone 12 Pro, and it has better processing company than a freaking warehouse of computers did in the '60s. I know the heliocentric model better than every person that thinks I'm dumb for not believing in it. It's hilarious. We're gonna give $100 away to anyone that can answer like 5 rudimentary questions about the heliocentric model. And they won't get the money. Because they don't teach you any of that in school. They show you a cartoon, then they show you a cartoon with some of the ball cut out and say, look, here are the layers to the core, even though we've only been 7.8 miles and we were wrong with every single prediction that far. We know what's actually 3,959 miles all the way to the core. And by the way, time to talk about planets in the solar system. They don't teach you what the dimensions are, how fast you're spinning, or how fast you're revolving around the sun. They don't teach you how to test to see where the curvature is on the Earth or what rate it's supposed to curve. Most people don't even know how far away the sun is in the heliocentric model. He says a lot without actually saying anything, doesn't he? You're probably going to end up being blocked, but be patient with him. I'm just going to use him as a learning tool for the audience. Okay, so wouldn't you agree the most efficient way to see if the Earth is in fact a ball with a radius of 3,959 miles is to go out and test the Earth and observe it all over the Earth and see if there's actually curvature consistent with that radius value, right? Which will be 1.225 times the square root of the observed height in feet. So the square root of 1 is 1. So off the surface, we should see the curvature of the Earth 1.2 miles away. But we do not see the observation 1 foot off the surface of the Earth off the coast of Cali where the horizon's over 10 miles away. That would require the radius value of the Earth to be 264,000 miles. But they said it's under 4,000 miles. If we falsify the radius value, the entire model is now falsified because it all relies on the accuracy of that number. So maybe we should start there, bro. What do you think about that, my man? Oh, how, you ask? Don't worry, I'll let you know. So gravity requires the R value. If you ever go to space, you have to have what's called a radius of orbit, which means you need the radius of the Earth, then your distance from the surface of the Earth to whatever you are supposedly in flying, and then you will know your radius of orbit. Then you'll know your altitude and relative speed that you can gain escape velocity to go into this second law of defying medium, where a vacuum sits adjacent to a pressurized system without any containment, contrary to the second law of thermodynamics, which has never been observed ever in the history of mankind. Yo, it like changes colors back here. It's wild. So the second law says that entropy will always increase and pressure will fill the available space because it seeks equilibrium. So spontaneous equilibrium will be sought. You can have a pressurized system adjacent to a near perfect vacuum of 10 to the negative 17 torr because the pressure would fill the available space. Just like heat goes to cold, high pressure goes to low pressure. This is a natural law. Natural laws are not what humans theorized or came up with. It's what happens every time, every single time, forever and always. And we just recorded that it happens. It's a natural law. It happens every time. The globe Earth would actually have to pause a natural law and stop it from happening. Guys, go easy on him, man. He thinks there's a ball because he wants to go to space, because Elon Musk is going to take him to Mars, bro. He still likes Star Wars, bro. Be easy with him. But gas pressure gradients. Yeah, we have a gradient in the atmosphere. See, I'm up on a mountain right now, so there's less pressure up here because we're higher off the surface of the Earth, because almost all the gas is made predominantly at the surface of the Earth. And of course, we also have density layers. That's why hydrogen and helium go towards the top, because they're lighter than the surrounding air. Of course, the problem is that the hydrogen and helium would continue to go up into the near perfect vacuum to fill the available space, seeking equilibrium. It would have to be contained. That's how you have pressure. It's the energy or force exerted on the walls of a container. Literally impossible without containment. So basically, when you bring up the pressure gradients, all you're doing is saying, look, we counted how much pressure is there, and we're still asking you, how do you have the pressure? That's a change in pressure, which is delta X. Delta, change in, X is pressure. You can't talk about the change in pressure without the pressure. You have to have the pressure first to measure the differential of the gas pressure. So we're talking about the antecedent of gas pressure, not the quantitative relationship of the gradient. Although it can only be explained on a geocentric stationary flat Earth with a containment. Oh, we might have someone else that knows about the moon over here with his camera. Mountains blue or gone, not dropping, just going off into blue. Yeah, Jack, it's crazy. I heard that when things get really far in the distance, you can't see them anymore because they reach what's called a vanishing point, because you can only see so far because of angular resolution. We also have, of course, relative to that, angular size change with distance. So you can't see forever. And how far you can see is depending on how high you are or the atmospheric conditions. That's why if I set up a time lapse right here, I'd see further and closer and further and closer because the atmosphere changes. No, we can't see the bottom of these mountains because the Earth is bending and curving, even though they're all rising to eye level. That doesn't even make any sense. It literally makes no sense. Cool story, bro, exactly. Why is there a pressure difference in a container? Well, once again, you can't have the pressure without the container, but we have a gradient for pneumatic being that gas is predominantly created at the surface of the Earth, i.e. animals, humans, vegetation. We have a gas cycle. We also have a fluctuation in temperature, transfer of heat causes different dispersal of gas, and we also have the layers of density. So the density of the gases layer out relative to one another. That's why lighter gases go up. The only way you could have a pressure gradient is to have the pressure, which means it's contained. If you replicate this, you get a container, you put gas pressure at the bottom of it. As long as you're introducing gas, it will have a higher concentration of gas at the surface. The less dense gases will rise. No way, it's exactly what we see on the Earth. Our atmosphere is contained though. Well, your globe Earth atmosphere, quote unquote, is contained by something called gravity, but that doesn't work because gravity doesn't contain gas at the surface level where it's the strongest. So gravity is the strongest relative to the center of mass. So the strongest gravity accessible is the surface of the Earth. If I let gas out at the surface of the Earth, it goes omnidirectional, meaning in every direction, including directly up. That is antithetical to gravity. It's the opposite vector. Gravity has a singular vector of down relative to the center of mass. So if gas goes straight up where it's the strongest, it's definitely not going to stop it from going straight up where it's way weaker, next to a vacuum. And actually, by the way, your model doesn't really have a container. It just says gravity keeps some of it and some of it seeps out. Tons of gas seep out into the atmosphere, but that's not how it works. It doesn't seep out into the vacuum. It spontaneously fills the available space. Yes, our air is contained in the structure that was created. Yeah. No, everything came from nothing. The Big Bang Theory, bro. Everything came from nothing, even though there was a pre-existing energy, so it's not nothing. It just kicks the can down the road and says there was some energy there before everything, but no, we're not important, and everything's random and chaotic, and gravity is your god, and and random pieces of matter coalesce over billions of years into perfect spheres in a perfectly inhabitable Goldilocks zone where you just happen to live on a tiny speck of dust, but it works perfectly. And the sun and the moon are exactly the same size in the sky, but actually, the sun is 400 times bigger than the moon, and just coincidentally, exactly 400 times closer, or further away. So since the sun's 400 times further away and exactly 400 times bigger, it just looks like they're exactly the same size because of a pure random crazy coincidence. Or they're the same size, and one's for the day, and one's for the night. But no, that would mean that they were created. Can't have that. You came from monkeys because primordial soup was struck by lightning, and then random amino acids seem to have somehow conquered chirality and turn into fish that grew into fish with feet, which grew into rodents, that grew into apes, and then supposedly grew into humans. Or the earth was created and a creator made you. And that's just pseudoscience. I need my other phone. I know you already gave it to me. Airplanes, not air curves. Yeah, of course, a plane can only work assuming the earth is flat, non-rotating surface. I mean, if you come over here to see the eclipse in my direction, you're just going to have to hear the truth about the fact they lied to you about where you live. I'm sorry. Don't forget to visit Lookout Mountain to see Kentucky, which we all know is mathematically impossible on a ball. I did go to Lookout Mountain and I got some footage. Yeah, Lookout Mountain debunks the globe. These mountains right here actually debunk the globe because they're supposed to be tilted backwards, being obstructed by convexity of terra firma, i.e. earth curvature, yet they're actually rising to eye level miles and miles away. Whatever, though. Nuh-uh. NASA said they went to space in 1969. We just can't go back because it's a painful process to build that technology back, and well, we just had to beat the Russians. That's why we did it back then, and we can't replicate that technology in 2021. Technology has actually regressed. It's similar to if you want to race in a car, you have to go buy one that was made in 1950 because it's actually faster than any car made in 2021. You know, that checks out. So we're directly east. Here's a little foggy here though. What up, Bob? Well, most people just don't know any of this stuff. They think that the eclipse, most people don't even know what their model claims the eclipse is. To be fair, who even thinks that it's like something important to think about that they could have lied about the earth? Like if someone doesn't introduce it to you, you've never even thought about it. You just think, okay, you might be one of the few people that think space is cool, the story of space. But anyway, when people see like the effects of this eclipse, they will not actually know what's going on, but some people may know the official story, maybe 2 out of 10 everyday people. And that is that the earth physically obstructs the light from the sun, casting a shadow onto the moon. This, of course, isn't true, though. We have something called the Selenium Eclipse, which is where the sun and the moon are both above the horizon during the lunar eclipse. The shadow actually comes from the wrong direction also. So that's literally a lunar eclipse debunks your claim of lunar eclipses. We've already discussed this on this live. They still have to use the flat earth geocentric ancient civilization cycle to predict eclipses, but we've been to space. Howdy, Austin, still chilling from those beautiful mountaintops? Yeah, you know, just out here chilling. I need a Nikon P900. I got you, bro. Saw that eclipse this morning in Alabama at 5 a.m. Whoa. Yeah, I mean, we're not anywhere close to like the ideal location to observe this. Like, you should have been on the west coast of the United States. But I'm just going to document it because we have people all just to show it's going to do something impossible on the globe Earth like it always does. Are you going to be live for eclipse? What time is that supposed to happen? So it's happening at 9:15. I don't know. I might be live. I got to use the P900 to get it though. I mean, I've got no promises for you guys. There are definitely clouds over here. They look like they're right there. And see, the bottom of those clouds, well, they're flat, but it's because it's actually bending with gravity around a ball. You just can't tell. And it always looks flat. The Earth always looks flat, right? You know, and the horizon is always horizontal. That's why we call it a horizon, because it's horizontal. But it just looks that way because the Earth is so big. So it just always looks flat, but it's actually curved. You never feel it moving, but it's always spinning and revolving. You always see the sky moving, but it's actually still. You always see the sun and the moon move, but they're actually still. And you're just falling backwards 1,000 miles per hour during sunsets. Yep. Yep. Do is we'll just do north to south circumnavigation around the ball, and we'll go over Antarctica, pop back up, and prove it's a ball, because south to north circumnavigation is only possible on a ball. So not a flat Earth. Oh, it's illegal, with every single country in the world agreeing to not let humans go there. That's probably just a coincidence. Geopolitical adversaries have agreed to leave off a piece of land. Antarctic Treaty signed in the 50s. Operation High Jump, mid to late 40s. The US military went and explored that area. Then in the mid 50s, they came out with the Antarctic Treaty and founded NASA within 1 year of each other. So don't worry, don't look out south past 60 south latitude. It's illegal for you to explore there, but look up into space, even though we don't know about 70% of the ocean. Most people don't even know that the sky is reset for all recordable history for thousands of years. Oh, but it's just because it takes billions of years while we're spinning 1,040 miles per hour east of the equator, shooting around the sun 66,000, 60 difference, because it takes billions and billions of years. And those stars you see, half of them actually aren't there anymore. They're trillions of light years away, or at least thousands of light years. Hey bud, nice hearing you in 24/7 Fire Discord. Yeah, bro, it's been a minute. I'm just like real busy, man. I can't jump on Discord that much. Hey, dude, this is what you need to understand, man. I really want you to listen, man. Stop spiraling in the chat, bro. You're just a buzzkill. We get it. You think there's a ball. Everyone here thought the Earth was a ball until they researched. If you're not gonna, just go watch Ancient Aliens or something. I'm gonna explain it to you one more time, man. In the globe Earth model, we have a spinning ball with water bending convexly around the exterior of the sphere in a vacuum. We have gas pressure that goes in a sphere around this ball in the vacuum. This is impossible. The second law of thermodynamics necessitates entropy will increase. Simply put, the high pressure system will migrate to the low pressure system because it will spontaneously seek equilibrium. That's why when you leave a cup of coffee out, it gets colder because the heat goes to the cooler areas around it. When you open up a soda, that's what happens is the pressure equalizes to the lower pressure around it. So if you have high pressure next to low pressure, it will fill the available space unless contained and physically prohibited. They claim that we are an open system in a vacuum with nothing containing pressure. We have 14.7 psi at the surface. This is impossible. Yeah, I'm just trying to fight through his cognitus for him, you know? We're gonna hold your hand, bro. So if I open up that soda, will the pressure just stay in the soda? No, it equalizes. So you got numerous problems here, man. Water always finds its level. They say 70% of the ball Earth is water. So 70% of the Earth is level, but it's a ball. Okay, and in addition with that, that's in a vacuum, as is the gas pressure. They claim gravity contains the gas pressure, but that it actually doesn't fully contain it because tons and tons and tons of gas seep out into space. That actually is not how it works, though. So it's just a lie. It's a lie. It literally is impossible for it to work that way because the pressure instantaneously seeks equilibrium. It doesn't gradually seep out while most of it stays there and doesn't seep out because it instantly equalizes. Okay, in addition to that, they claim that gravity, which is the theory of relativity, not mass attracting mass, that was superseded in 1915, public schools and most private schools don't teach you the real science they believe. They just teach you little layman fairy tales. But now, modern academia believes in general relativity. That claims that the displacement of mass results in a gravity well because the bending and warping of space and time. Okay, so that's in layman terms, gravity is the effect of space and time bending. Okay, now, even if we pretend that's real, which it literally isn't, you can't have physical properties with concepts. It's stupid. It makes no sense. Einstein was a crazy person. We'll just give it to you for intents and purposes right now. If I give it to you times 1,000,000, it still doesn't work because at the surface where gravity is the strongest, okay, we let gas out and it goes in all directions, instantaneously seeking equilibrium. This includes directly up. That is the opposite vector of down. So that means that gravity isn't holding it down, it's going up. If it does that where gravity is the strongest at the surface level, hundreds and hundreds of miles above that, where it's way weaker, it could never contain the gas. Respond to it or just stop spamming my chat. Awesome, I wish I was there. Yeah, I'm really kind of using that guy for teaching purposes though. But you know how gamma males are, man. He's gonna like start to build up his confidence because we're letting him go, and he's just gonna start talking crazy and needing attention. No, I know, just ignore him, it doesn't matter. Dude, it's getting foggy, man. I don't know if we're gonna see the moon very well. No, man, do you, bro? We'll see, man. It's supposed to at like 9:15 or 16. So, like 15 minutes. Basic science, my friend. Yeah, well, science is where you have an observable phenomenon that's called a dependent variable, okay? And then you propose a hypothesis. That's a cause and effect relationship test, okay? Your presumed cause is called your independent variable. This is what you vary or manipulate to verify that it is in fact the cause of the effect with dependent variable you started with as the observable phenomena. That's what science is. You must manipulate and vary an independent variable to prove that it is in fact the cause of the effect. The globe Earth never does this ever, not one time in the history of heliocentrism. It's purely theoretics, it isn't science. It's that which falsely claims to be science, which is pseudoscience. And if you can give me one empirical scientific experiment to back up any of the globe Earth's claims, please enlighten me. They don't exist. That's the reason I'm a flat earther, not because it's fun. I had to turn down a 6-figure job offer to be a flat earther, and I've been kicked off almost every platform. I receive occasional death threats for telling people the Earth's not a ball. The only reason I'm a flat earther is because I went and researched it and found out that they lied. We watched a live stream of the eclipse. It was beautiful. That's awesome. I was going to time lapse it, but I'm probably just going to tape it. I don't even know what I'm going to see, you know? This is the Smokey Mountains. There's smoky out here. So you're a flat earther? Well, actually that's a stupid term because everyone that lives on the earth technically is a flat earther. No, I'm just a true earther. I'm just a person that lives on the earth. You're a globe earther. You think the earth's a ball. You think that when it looks flat, it's curving. You think that when it's not moving, it's spinning. You're the one that believes something that has no proof and is the opposite of everything we ever observed. So I'm just an earther, bro. That's a PSYOP term. Just like Flat Earth Society was a PSYOP misinformation campaign. So people would think Flat Earth is stupid if they looked into it. That's what you do when things are true. You have to misrepresent it with controlled opposition and then censor the actual arguments. That's why I've been kicked off of everything, even though I don't cuss or talk about anything bad whatsoever. Or the creator brought me to Flat Earth. Yeah, it definitely brings a lot of people to the creator, that's for sure, because the earth can't be geocentric, meaning the center of everything, and not be created. I think a lot of people don't want to accept that maybe the Earth's flat because of that reason right there. If there's a creator, then maybe maybe they're accountable, you know. People would rather just believe that everything came from nothing. We're a tiny speck of dust and the aliens are going to come and save them. And when they come and tell you the aliens are here and finally admit UFOs, and we've been seeing them for like decades and everyone knows that they're real. I've seen 7 in one day. Oh, they told us that UFOs are in the sky when we've already seen them. Wow, we should believe whatever story they tell us about it. And they're going to tell you they come out of the water, by the way. So, and June 1st is, of course, the deadline. The Pentagon has to release UFO-related phenomena, which they're just going to drip feed you. They're not going to really tell you a lie. They're just going to tell you that they have capabilities we don't understand. We don't think any military in the world could possibly do this. We're not sure what they are, blah, 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 blah. And the people are so emptied out, and they actually think that we're just this tiny speck of dust and random chaotic nothingness. And it would be arrogant to think we were the only living thing. Look how big the universe is and all this nonsense, because it's supposedly trillions of light years away. And yeah, they're going to believe in aliens. They're going to believe whatever they tell them. Of course, we were told thousands of years ago there would be a great deception. We were also told that there would be a mark, and it would have to do with your wrist and forehead. And just coincidentally, the same year that you had to identify yourself to buy, sell, and trade to go in places, they started scanning your wrist and forehead as you entered. That's a coincidence, though. They're just trolling us. The Bible can't be real. And of course, humans have tainted the truth of the scriptures, and almost every mainstream Christian doctrine is wrong. About a lot, at least, let's say that. Like the very day that they worship on and keep as a Sabbath. When it's Saturday, they do it on the first day, which was changed by the Catholic Church. So religion sucks, man-made doctrine. Don't listen to what other men say. Why don't you just go pray with some humility and sincerity and ask the Creator to reveal himself to you, and that you truly want to know if he's real, and he will, because he did to me and millions of other people. Most people just don't have the humility to even try it. Austin has found his purpose in life. Yeah, well, he called me to go out into the world right now. Yes, I understand electrostatics. Can you give an example of incoherent waves, though? Well, waves aren't things. They're transverse movement in a medium. So it's just a type of movement. It's called transverse movement. You require the medium. That's why light isn't a particle or a wave. Light is the background medium illuminated when it's excited. Incoherent magnetism is every piece of matter that isn't magnetic, coherently at least. So you are magnetic. My truck's magnetic, the pavement's magnetic, rubber's magnetic, glass is magnetic. It's just incoherently magnetic. Everything that exists that is matter is electrostatic. They hijacked this and then used the same math for mass attracting mass. Then that had to be thrown out in 1915 because even it doesn't work. Electrostatics would never cause balls to spin around each other. It's way too weak. And it's 10 to the 39th power stronger than gravity. But oh, in space it's different. That's the official claim. So it all comes down to us having to believe that when the government claimed they went to space. Every single part. Hey, you want to do me a salt? Oh, he's not over here. I might set you guys down in a second. Aliens equal fallen angels, called the Watchers, and some time ago used to be called... Don't know how to pronounce that. Yeah, the Book of Enoch was removed, and it tells you about the Watchers, tells you by name. They came down and deceived humans with all the tricks we still fall for. They taught them abortion thousands of years ago, how to kill an infant in the embryo state. But that book was removed so you wouldn't know the truth of the context of the Old Testament. You'd be like, why are so many people dying? You don't even know there used to be giants, and the Watchers came and tainted women, and they birthed different type of beings. Abraham Lincoln actually has a quote talking about giants, though, so it's only pretty recently that people have been detached from this objective reality. But then the Vatican swooped in and took all the big bones and told you they were dinosaurs, but it's too dangerous for you to touch them. They're radioactive, and millions of years of biodecomposition result in, fossil fuels, which we use for oil. So, make sure you're all dependent upon this dinosaur juice that takes billions of years, even though oil replenishes within as soon as a decade. And the big bones, we'll take them. We'll show you replicas, but not the originals, just replicas in the museums because they're so dangerous. But of course, the giant bones were from giant beings. Really not that complicated. many goats, few sheep. Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. We live in a crazy time, man. Those that have the eyes to see or those ears to hear is all you can worry about, bro. You have to let the dead bury the dead. The Messiah said it best himself. Dust your feet and keep pushing. But you are to definitely try, man. Like, you don't get to write people off for them, right? You let them make their decision. You spread the truth and then you keep it pushing. It's gonna get too dark for the stream, bro. Plus, I need to focus on this anyway. Austin, can you go over what exactly the original scripture is and how you know it's the truth? The original scripture is the Hebrew languages. So if you go from like ancient Hebrew to Babylonian, so you got ancient Hebrew, Paleo Hebrew, Babylonian Hebrew, then you got Latin, Greek, English. You lose much in the translations. The ancient Hebrew text in context is actually what the scripts are. How do I know they're true? Well, because it's the most historically accurate compilation that exists. Yeshua is the most historically accurate figure that exists, and I have like personal, anecdotal, spiritual experiences that I know to not be explained away. They're statistically impossible, etc. But of course, my anecdotal experience is not going to make you know that the creator's real. You're going to have to search him out. But yeah, people call him God. That's actually the Babylonian deity for fortune and luck. That's why it's on the back of your money. In God we trust. Yeah, they do entrust in God, the Babylonian deity of fortune and luck. But it's all good for intents and purposes. You know what I'm saying? His name is Yah, Hallelujah. That's actually the poetic shortened version. Is Yehovah with the emphasis on the ah. And he's real. And you don't have to know his perfect name for him to hear you. You have to be sincere and try to talk to him. Humble yourself. I won't make claims about this inner world, but he seems like he gets it. Well, we all have to come to teach and learn, bro. You feel me? Here comes Chris. Perfect time. I'm gonna get him to hold the phone. East is a little bit. I hope the audio is good and everything, guys. I'm just kind of winging the stream. It's all good. Just wanted y'all to be here. Because I don't have service at the state park.
Just come down the road.
Dude, it's weird that you think I'm so dumb, but you're sitting here watching me ramble on camera for 40 minutes now. What a weirdo. If I thought somebody was dumb, the last thing I would do is watch them casually ramble on camera, bro. Yeah. Wait, hold this. Wait, let me. Okay. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Curve in the come down, like to the left. Not towards where the sun was. Come to the other side.
I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure this is the way it comes. I'm just gonna record. In a world. I guess you can't reach that. That's probably how it's going. Oh, I can reach that. I'll reach that while I'm doing this, guys. Thanks so much. Don't stop, Austin. You're doing what I wish I had the courage to do. Yeah, no doubt, bro. No worries. Doesn't get much more real than Austin. Thanks for kind words. Is it hot or cool there? It's actually chilly. Once we got up here, the temperature dropped pretty significantly. I mean, not like crazy or anything. Feels pretty good. It's a little chilly. Yeah, dude, I would say the UFOs probably have something to do with the Great Deception. Obviously, people are gonna really overreact to the fact that things can fly. They don't even know that's entities. Plus, you can actually make technology to do this. They did it as early as the 30s in Germany. Electrogravitic propulsion, magnetic levitation, rocket propulsions is archaic. They trolled us. The Nazis literally trolled us and came over here in Operation Paperclip. Were revered as scientific geniuses, and they wrote Warner Van Braun wrote a scientific or a science fiction novel about the first civilization ever discovered and founded on Mars. And the main character's name that discovers this is Elon, and that was written in the 50s. And now we have 2021. Elon Musk is supposedly going to put humans on Mars. That's just He, of course, also put Psalm 19:1 on his tombstone, which talked about the firmament, which is, of course, the impenetrable containment that keeps the pressure here on the earth. So he couldn't quite die with the secret, but he gave us rockets 30 years after they had quote-unquote UFOs. They just trolled us, finessed us. But, of course, the powers that shouldn't be were behind the entire regime as well. I'm trying to think. But Austin, I want to leave this space. But Austin. My teacher said space is real. But Austin, why would you even lie about the Earth? Well, it makes you feel insignificant, doesn't it? That is why they lied. Of course, they take $60 million a day at NASA. That might be a good reason to start off with. Of course, that's nothing. That's not even close to as much money as they make and spend. Where's Austin setting up his camera for? Well, just to check out the moon. I hope that we can see it. I don't know. It's gonna get dark. I might wrap up this live. You can't see anything. Well, that doesn't help really, does it? That helps a little bit. Lunar eclipse, unlikely for our area. Yeah, dude, we're on the. You're supposed to be on the west coast. We're on the east coast. Well, I just want to see if we can catch the moon. Although we might not see it. It'll be pretty soon to know, though, I think. You see those clouds, bro? Clouds are gonna hate on us, bro. Those clouds are hating, bro. In a world. By the way, guys, for our new terminology to circumvent censorship, because we live in such a free country that I literally can't even talk about the most important thing going on in everyone's life, where everyone's scared of the air, and now they've supposedly brought some cure for that. But anyway, what we're going to start saying is, are you genetically modified? Like, are you a GMO? Are you a GMO? Nah, I'm like, hey, are you still organic? I'm still organic, bro. I don't know about you, bro, but I'm still organic. So we can get around the little grabblers trying to not let us speak about the fact that you shouldn't let them put something that's an experiment. Speaking of experiments, Color Earth doesn't have any of this. You gotta watch what you say. You know, my channel is just chilling in limbo. One more strike and we're gonna terminate your channel that you worked on for over a year. I'll stay organic. That's what I'm talking about. I might start making some merch that says organic, like on you, like you're organic. No, it's live. Yeah, we'll do it live. When you're 100% organic here, kids too. That's what I'm talking about. Kids are actually baby goats, but I get you. Yeah, children too. Clips earlier this morning. I just want to see the moon if we can see it. This is the worst place in the United States. I mean, not the worst place in the United States, because you have good elevation here, but it is on the east coast, and it's also not really clear up here. I think we'll see the moon when it gets some height, though. I'm down to just stay.
Yeah.
Look how good a picture it takes from that stuff. Isn't that crazy?
Mm-hmm.
Don't think it does in comment threads either. Not sure what that means. Sorry. Ages 3 to 19. I'm super young, 41. I see you. What's the camera for? I wanted to see the moon. I wanted to see the moon at the highest elevation. It's over 6,000 feet. Are you still learning your P900? I am for sure. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Alright. I guess we can just chill for a little bit if y'all are cool, if y'all want to chill.
There you go, man.
You got any questions?
I think it's coming up there. High up though.
Oh yeah, I do see it. Nice. Can you see on the phone? You see it?
No.
You don't see it right there directly. It's directly in front of us.
Oh yeah.
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 Here, we hold this.
Yep.
Just look out there in case it gets real visible. Oh, dude. It takes the pictures good, dude. It isolates the moon very well. Pretty impressive. Check out that picture, bro. See the moon?
Mm-hmm.
This is hella cool, bro. Let me see that for just a second. Sorry, it's hard with the iPhone, guys. Here you go. Thank you. Zoom in. Okay, you want us to zoom in more? Hey, you want to grab the, out of my backpack, I'm going to grab the, yeah. I'm also using the P900, guys, so I have to keep it in frame. All right, so it's going to get probably choppy for a second because I'm going to have to put it in the gimbal to get a more steady shot for you guys. That thing is busting, bro. All right, just a sec, guys. Come on, man. Oh, it's upside down. I'm gonna try to do it for you guys just a second. I'm sorry, dude. But I'm getting it on the P900 too. All right, here, we'll try it one more time. There we go. So we need it to go this way. Which sucks, man. It's upside down. Okay, it's not gonna work.
Hello?
Should have done it at the beginning. Here. I'm sorry about all this, guys. It's just literally trying to help. Here we go. It's behind clouds right now anyway. You guys aren't missing anything, but I just wanted to...
Disappeared.
Yeah, but keep holding this. It's gonna pop back in. Yeah, when it gets up high, you're gonna be able to see it better. What's up, guys? You wanna put this on your...
I got one.
Okay. Dude, this thing is crazy cool, guys. I think I should keep mine on, but I will. Okay. There we go. What's up, guys? All right. I'll have to go back to the P900 when it comes back up from being obstructed. Okay, anyway, we're back. Level is the new bendy. Yeah, level actually means curved, if you didn't know that. Yep, 70% of the earth is water, that's level, but it actually means it's bending. Don't ask me why. Chris, if you're gonna be the light, here, just put it down on your neck and, all right.
That's fine.
Like, plus, I don't want to look into that. You feel me? Yeah. All right, I just went live for you guys so you can see it. I guess if we can stay live in case it's visible again, you can see it on the iPhone, but it's completely gone as of now. Although I bet I can get a pretty good picture of it. So we'll whoa. I should have been showing it to you guys on this anyway. That's crazy how you can still see it. You hold this. All right, so I'll let you guys see. This is the best picture that's probably going to be taken out here right now. It's isolating the moon. You can see it, but you'll see why we can't see it. It's so obstructed. That's crazy. You can still see the outline of it. You saw it?
Yeah.
You cannot see it with the naked eye. This camera's pretty dope. Okay, I'm assuming it's gonna come back up in a second. Here it comes. You see it on the clouds?
Mm-hmm.
Here, we hold this again so I can get this straight. Dude, that's wild, bro.
Look at it.
Bro, that is beautiful. These guys see this. Do you see that? That's the light from the moon, guys. Because you can't press the side button, it'll lock. Dude, literally, the moon is so bright that it's illuminating the clouds. It's crazy that camera does that. Just hold it on there. Guys, this is the OG stream. We're just going to show you guys the moon when it comes back. So stay in if you want to stay in. I'm working with the P900 at the same time, so. Time lapse could be cool, honestly. Kind of be cool to see the best shot we can get. Imagine thinking that that light from the moon is 238,000 miles away, and it's locally illuminating the clouds that it's closest to. It's literally illuminating the clouds that's right there where the moon is, and it's supposed to be 238,000 miles away, reflecting sunlight, or having a slight shade of the reflected sunlight, and some of it still gets to it.
Wow.
That's the official story. Well, look, it's literally just lighting up those clouds locally, right where it's at. What a clown world. And this thing gets up in the air, dude. We'll see it. Here, I'll get the other phone out and read in the chat. If y'all got any questions you want to talk about in the chat, hit me up. Take the cap off the lens. I got that part done, bro. Dude, I could debate you under the table just like McLooney Tunes did. Get control of yourself. It's embarrassing. Says the guy that is literally watching me on camera talk for hours when he claims I'm dumb. Think about how weird of a thing that is to do. Why do I have to keep reiterating that? You're a gamma, bro. You're not gonna get a girl that way. And if you do, she's gonna cheat on you, bro. And I'm not gonna blame her. Yeah, we're back. Trying to see if it'll focus. Guys, check that out.
Oh, look how I give that Ashley.
Well, here, let me get it back in and put it. Dang. I'm getting good with it. For those who have the P900, know that's like the hardest thing to do, zoomed in and move the slight little movement it is to get something back into the frame. But there we go, we got it. Oh, now we got to move it up. Hold it again, please. Thank you. Getting back to normal color now. That was pretty cool though.
It's beautiful.
Pretty normal. Now we could get time lapse of it. I think we're gonna do time lapse, guys, because we're gonna probably see this change. They're just gonna say something about needing a filter, but. Alright, I'm gonna set up a time lapse. Oh, bro, it's way cooler not in video. bad, bro. Okay. No. Chill out. Hold it up a bit. Am I gonna be on for a while? I'll stay on for a little bit. I'm just kind of working with this peanut hunter right now. This is just for whoever wants to stay here and see it. Alright, that's pretty much the best we're gonna get. I mean, unless you want it to, we can time lapse if you want, but there, see that other layer of clouds above it? So, I mean, this is crazy. I really want to just get the mountains in there, you feel me? What? It made it look like the sun. Did you see that? Alright. Alright, sorry, I know this says I've been just a silent stream. We got lights everywhere now. All right, sorry guys. Dude, got 50 legends in here just sticking around. That's what I'm talking about. Boom. Okay. I'll show you guys one more. This is basically what I'm doing over here. We're just trying to do this and hold the phone. Ugh. Oh, thanks. Yeah.
Great trip.
Okay, guys. We got the cool part. It's brightest right when it hits the when it rises. So you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna wrap this up. Stay fly. Let's see if you got any questions. I'll holler at you. So yeah, we're in a state park. Don't have any service. Going more towards Gatlinburg tomorrow. I'll get some service. I'll do some streams for you then, and then I'll probably do a night stream. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, that's about it. And then I'm gonna have it all mapped out. Masqueradetour.com. MASKERAID, because it's a masquerade. Like they're raiding your freedoms and they're making you put masks on. So it's a masquerade tour. Masqueradetour.com. $ WitsitGetsIt on Cash App. Witsit at Proton Mail and PayPal. So I can't really check the donations right now. I love you guys. But let's see. I don't want to tease any other gravy that I'm going to talk to you guys about in the coming days, but anyway, keep it flat. Yeah. Of course, man. So yeah, anyway, I know I've been telling you guys that I'm going to have the mapped out. It'll mapped out soon. I'm going to. So just know that we're in like Cherokee, North Carolina, Great Smokey Mountains National Park. We're going to go through there. Chris and I are going to check it all out. I'll try and document it and even go live when we have some service with a good background or something. And we're thinking about we're going to set up a table tomorrow and flat smack people at one of the main places people go to look out at the mountains. And I'll go live for that. So it'll be sometime early tomorrow, like a morning stream. We're going to set up a table and effectively like flat smack everyone while they're out at the mountains. So there you go. Should be cool. And then maybe we'll go live even more after that. And then I'll have it all mapped out for you. I'm going to create a new intro for Masquerade Tour. Blah, 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 blah. So that's about it. The only thing I'm in denial of. All right, man. Just chill out, bro. We get it. You're self-rejecting your own intellectual insecurity, and you're afraid of moral accountability. If the Earth's geocentric stationary plane is the center of everything, which means it was created because the necessary antecedent to creation is a creator. If there's a creator, you may be held accountable. You're not a god. You don't get to make up your own rules. Lightning didn't strike primordial soup, and everything came from nothing. So, that seems like a personal problem that you're self-projecting onto other people, but that's not really anyone else's problem. I mean, we're sitting here trying to wake people up. If you just want to be close-minded, we let the dead bury the dead on this channel, so you can keep it pushing. But unless you want to actually respond to the fact we falsify the radius and there's no convexity of terra firma consistent with that radius value, and that there's no empirical evidence of axial rotation, and that you can't have a pressurized system adjacent to a near perfect vacuum of 10 to the -17 torr violates second law of thermodynamics, and that you couldn't have water bending convexly around the exterior of a spinning object in a vacuum. These are all antithetical to natural law. All empirical evidence shows that's not true. We just looked at a mountains hundreds of miles away. You can see them rise to the eye level, not tilt backwards and then drop behind curvature. That's not how it works. They rise. If you go up above a ball, it goes down and below you. The further you get higher, the further you are away from it. Yet we see things appear to rise to the eye level. So of course you would have to say that it's bending over a ball and then being picked back up. But at the same time, we can see curvature, even though we can never see the curvature. We've never seen geometric horizon in the history of all mankind. There's just a whole bunch of stupid pseudoscientific nonsense, mental gymnastics, BS. And if you want to believe all that, that's cool, but keep it pushing. And of course, we just witnessed like basically the tail end of the eclipse on the East Coast. Not ideal location to see it, but they still use the Sail cycle using the geocentric assumption and the cyclical nature of the eclipses to even try to predict. So epic finish to this stream. Yeah, no doubt. Thanks, man. I love you guys. You know, just seek and speak truth unequivocally. Don't let people like this guy shy you away. I think you know that. But again, typically people are voicing like their own frustrations within their life. It is what it is. It's very see-through to those of us not dealing with those particular insecurities that you are. Look, none of us are perfect. We're all working on things. The Creator knows that, but you have to humble yourself. Those that humble themselves will be exalted. Those that exalt themselves will be humble. Do not get genetically modified. We the organic gang. We're going to stay organic. No genetic modification over here. Watch out for the mark as they condition you by scanning your wrist and forehead. And of course, the weak find contentment in the consensus of ignorance. So just stand up and stand tall and speak the truth, because it's the weak-minded people that are going to attack you. And in fact, when you're reviled for His name's sake, rejoice for they did it to all the prophets before Him. I'm going to catch up with you guys later.